Bluesfantv, I'm here with Tamir. 7-0 to Chelsea.
7-0, man.
The boys turned up. Obviously, first win in 5 games.
It's crazy.
Bro, how are you feeling right now?
I am honestly feeling not the best because as much as we won against a team like Portvale, if you just like step back please with the camera, sorry. As much as we beat a team like Portvale, we should be doing better in the long run. Okay, I'm happy we have proceeded into the next round of the FA Cup. However, can I see us winning? No, I can't. Portvale is a team that we should have beaten, despite playing with their second team. The biggest concern at the moment is the players right now that we have. So I'm happy, but I'm not confident.
Yeah. Honestly, I partially agree with you. You know, I just want to make sure. I partially agree with you because we're playing City next, and I was hoping that, honestly, not just a win. People are expecting something, a statement that's gonna, you know, say so much about playing City next weekend. But honestly, we've got to enjoy this atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. We've at least, you know, celebrate a win. But going forward, you know, performance was great.
Yeah.
What do you make out of that performance? Do you think realistically the players are ready to play, or you think the manager is like, come on guys, we're losing it, and you know?
I think it was just a case where we had to win that game. There was no ifs, ands or buts about it. That was one of those games that we had to win. If we went and lost that game, it would have shattered us all. Winning that game, fine, is good, 7-0, but watching the way we play isn't changed. We still play the same way. Port Vale defensively were rubbish. They left so many gaps for us. If it was any other big team, I kid you not, they would have just stopped us and then countered on us. And Man City is a concern because now they're out the Champions League. They've just beat Arsenal in that Carabao final. Chances are they're going to be looking for that FA Cup, and we're not ready to handle that pressure. With our teams, players missing, we've lost Reece James, Enzo Fernandez is on 2-match ban, but we could be back. Players are uncertain about their futures, their careers. At this point, we don't know what to expect with Chelsea.
Right. No, honestly, you know, like you said, a lot of people are confused and people are choosing sides. Some people were like, let's keep losing games. So these people can realize that it's not done this way.
Yeah.
And people were like, no, we've got to, you know, like he said, we've got to believe that we're in another era.
Yeah.
What's going to be the everlasting solution in your own perspective, you know?
I think we just need to have trust in our managers. It is ridiculous that we are consistently trying to get managers sacked after a few months. Enzo Maresca was the same thing. When Enzo Maresca was in position, people wanted him sacked. When he got sacked, they were like, bring him back. Look at Arteta. He never had any managing experience, right? It took him 5 years to get Arsenal to where they are right now. Arsenal, arguably the best team in the world. And as a Chelsea fan, I shouldn't say this, but it's the truth. Arsenal, top of the Champions League table. They're top of the Prem. You cannot say anything otherwise. They are currently dominating right now, and that's because of the years of experience that they've had. We need to have that with a manager that knows what he's doing, even if it takes a few years to get those players to that position. There's so much potential with our team. It's just how we go about using it and trusting in the management.
Yeah, but the problem is, because you've just spoken about Arteta, I feel like, in my own opinion, from the start, I don't believe we desperately need to change managers, because we've got the quality. We just need to do the right thing by bringing in such experienced players in some very key important
and
role.
I agree.
But if we still want to keep Rosinho and we don't want to do the key right things, bringing in those players, how is he going to survive this?
This is the problem. This is the biggest thing that's costing us, is bringing in the right players. We're focused so much on all these young players. We're not utilising what we currently have. We're not trying to get players with experience. I'm thinking, the way I look at this, our team right now is lacking a lot of experience. We need that player with experience, a good defender like Thiago Silva, for instance. He helped our team massively. Even though we didn't perform as well, he made a big difference. A solid midfielder, a solid striker, just one with experience. And as like the last guy mentioned, when we were dominating in the Premier League and we were winning Champions League, look at the players we had. They were all over 30, they were older players. We don't have that in our squad. The oldest player we have, gosh knows, is probably less than 30, if I'm being honest. I couldn't take it off the top of my head. But the majority of our team is actually, statistically, I think our team are actually the youngest in the Prem currently. All of our players are youngsters. So when you look at something like that, how would you expect a team like that to win Champions League? You don't. It's just never going to happen.
So, you know, let's move forward, FA Cup semi-final, back to Wembley. You know, are you going to win this FA Cup, or are you going to go to Champions League?
I think the focus for us is Champions League. If you look at if Man City were knocked out, Arsenal were knocked out, a lot of those top 4 teams were knocked out, and say we had a semi-final where it was Wrexham, Championship teams, I would say go for FA Cup. Forget F4, top 4, just focus on the FA Cup. But look at that semi-final right now. Arsenal are arguably going to win tonight. Then you've got City. Those are two of the strongest teams right now. We struggle to beat them. We haven't even beat Arsenal. So imagine we face Arsenal in the final. Do you really think we're going to do it again? We can't. Consistently, we can't do it. So if I'm being honest with you, we should just focus on top 4. But it would be good to win the FA Cup. But I just don't see us doing it.
Right, because to me, I feel like, going to Champions League again and getting, butchered again.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans now believe that let's be a local champion, go to Europa League, at least get Bftv away from there.
I'm happy with that. I would like that. I would like us to go to Europa. I won't lie to you, it'd be good to get European football because people sit and they hate on European football, whether it's Europa or Conference. A trophy's a trophy.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans are good at that. They say, well, you haven't won proper European trophy. Well, I says, where's your trophies last season? We won 2 trophies last season that you guys couldn't win in about 5 years.
Yeah.
So my argument's always been,
win the silverware.
as long as we win silverware, it at least puts us back into Champions League.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to take a step back to take a couple steps forward. Maybe we need to win Europa to go into Champions League. That's the way I see it, man.
Right. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. That was a top